Hello Year 9, nice to virtually see you again. This is the last time I'm going to be recording one of these little videos for you as we move into the summer. For those who were part of the live lesson last time, you already know, but for those who weren't, who missed it for whatever reason that would be, I should be your English teacher next year, so I look forward to seeing you in September. I'm very happy to be your English teacher again, for most of you, unless there's any class changes, so it's not 100% guaranteed, but it's looking very, very likely. So therefore, I wanted to get you guys doing something over the summer. I'm recording this, by the way, from the garden because the weather is absolutely beautiful out here today, so I thought, why not? And yeah, get outside. It's not often I get to record a video while teaching a class with flip-flops on my feet. So yeah, if you hear any background noises, that is why. So yes, I want to talk you through this briefly. This is a challenge I'm setting you over the summer. There will be prizes, firstly, for anyone who actually completes this and anyone who does very well with this as well. I'm really interested in trying to basically grow your culture, and that is why you see this sheet, and hopefully it looks quite professional. I didn't just nick it off the internet, I promise you, I actually created this myself. So let me just zoom in and just talk you through some of the bits and pieces, if you will. So firstly, here we are in the centre then, the Summer Culture Bingo, as I'm calling it here. I've defined what culture is there for you, but basically I've said here, enjoy expanding your mind this summer by completing 6 culture bingo squares. Now they're not quite literally squares, but there are 6 different challenges we'll talk around in a second. This challenge relies on you not trying to take an easy route, I've put here. This isn't about, oh, I'll have a go and I'll just rush it in 1 week. It's genuinely about trying to give you enhanced experiences and getting you to try something different. So yeah, don't rush it. Choose things and actually give things a go. I've put where there are age restrictions on media, you must check with your parents first. I have actually adapted this from what I had originally, so nothing here is greater than a 12 certificate, so you should be fine because all of you are over 12. I've put at the bottom now, I can recommend experiences, but it's up to your parents of being in charge of allowing you access to them and that they're happy with their appropriateness. So let me just whip through this quickly for you, because I want to point out some things you might want to try. I want you basically to watch at least 2 films, 2 TV programmes, a stage production, reading a book, visiting a cultural venue, and also trying something new with music. And I've put suggestions for all of them on the post-it notes. For example, I won't read all of them aloud, but there's some fantastic films up here. If you've seen the film, don't tick it off. That's cheating. The point of this is trying something new. This is relying on you either having access to these streaming services, which I think a majority of people do, but if not, there are some free films on the BBC as well, so you can access that for free, and same for Channel 4. Ones that I think are absolutely amazing, I mean, I love all of them. Jurassic Park is brilliant, Truman Show, fantastic film as well, Groundhog Day, again, wonderful, Back to the Future is one of my all-time favourites, and I love the Monty Python films there at the end. What I would point out to you is don't just give up on these as well. Some of these will take you outside your comfort zone a little bit, and they'll make you, I think sometimes people your age can be a little bit lazy when it comes to things, or reluctant to try something new. So don't just give up. If something isn't your thing after 10 minutes, stick with it and try it, because you might actually find yourself getting into it. But as I say, try something new. 2 films from that culture list, please. Scrolling over here a little bit to the right, we'll see the TV programmes list here again. Once again, don't do things you've already watched, try something new. You don't need to necessarily watch the entire series. I've got like the Big Bang Theory there, for example. You don't need to watch 10 series of the Big Bang Theory. That's not what I'm asking. But I certainly think at least 1 series of these programmes, bearing in mind that I'm looking through, I think it's pretty much all of those, maybe apart from the Bake Off and Doctor Who, are half an hour. So it wouldn't take you much to get through those. If I just talk through some of those very quickly for you. Red Dwarf, really quirky. Vicar of Dibley, fantastic classic BBC series from like the mid-90s. Downton Abbey, might not be your thing, might be your thing. It's all about trying something new, and you might actually discover you really get into something you hadn't thought you'd like. The original Mr. Bean are all on Amazon Prime. They're probably on ITV Player as well, actually. Some of these I've just put the streaming service I found them on. They might be available somewhere else. So I won't read through all of those. Gavin and Stacey, really fantastic. Scrubs is a really good quirky one as well, set in a hospital, but nothing gory at all. Bake Off, you've probably heard of. Big Bang Theory, most of you of course will come across. So those are those ones. Let me scroll over here then. We move to the ones which are maybe a little bit more different to what you might be used to. My way of checking this, by the way, is I have seen pretty much all of these things, or can ask the sorts of questions which will uncover whether you have or not. I haven't really mentioned the prize too much, but there will be a tasty prize for everybody who manages to complete this. If a very small number of you do this, then the bigger the prize. The more people who do this, the smaller the prize. But I would predict that I think a handful of you will have a go at this and have got, how should I put it, the guts, the persistence, the sort of qualities which I'd like in my GCSE classes. Moving over to stage then, on the left hand side here, I want you to watch a stage performance. Now, theatres and musicals and so forth are all shut at the minute because of the COVID outbreak, but these are all available in different places, and if you click on the links, it will take you to those actual places where you can watch it. Hamilton is on Disney Plus if you don't have Disney Plus. Cirque du Soleil, that takes you to the YouTube channel. It's an incredible sort of theatre circus production. It's world famous, and they've been putting them on YouTube, so you could watch some of those. There's some Shakespeare performances, there's ballet, there's this comedy called The Goes Wrong Show, which was originally a West End show and has actually moved on to the BBC, so it's some of their filmed ones of the BBC. And I've also got the Royal Opera House there as well, because I've tried to give you all sorts of different culture. Now, when you're completing these challenges, you don't have to actually write much for me. Ideally, if you could create a list of the things that you've watched and make a few comments about them, that's what would make me happy. If we just scroll across then to books, it's a minimum, really. I'd love to think you'd read more, but I want everybody to read at least one book. There are these over here will take you to the Penrice reading lists on there, so you can actually get some ideas. If you ask Mum or Dad for a book, I'm sure they will. Or, if you can't get hold of a book, email me. I'm going to be in and out of school over the holidays, and I will happily send you a book from the library if there's something that you can't get at home. So there's my little promise to you. So that's 4 out of the 6 challenges. Venues down here is a really good one as well. So culture includes things like art galleries and museums and all these other experiences. So I've put a whole number of them down here for you to try out. A virtual tour. So you could actually go around it. Most of these rely on Google, sort of doing a street map idea where you sort of move your way around the theatre. But there are some of them where they do tours as well. The British Science Museum here does a tour. Going inside the Mona Lisa would be quite cool as well. And I'm asking you to do one of those locations and one of those. There's a great video here which I started to watch, which is David Attenborough exploring the Natural History Museum, which is an absolutely fantastic one in London. From everything from the dinosaurs through to animals. It isn't just like old history. It's got some fantastic, beautiful sort of exhibits to do with jewels and gemstones and that sort of thing. It's one of my favourite museums in the world, that one. And if I just scroll over here to music, maybe this is a little bit more in your sort of something you've enjoyed already. But I've asked you here to listen to a full album, an album in full, one that you haven't heard before, but also I've put there, try doing nothing else but sitting back and listening to it all of the way through. Because too often these days we're on Spotify, we're on YouTube, and it's sort of click, 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 and you're choosing your playlists. Particularly older albums were designed to actually be listened from start to finish, and they would take you, this sounds really cheesy, I know, but they take you on a bit of a journey through them. So actually that's what I want you to do, is try something completely different. You can have it in the background, but don't be doing too much at one time. Actually just shut your eyes and listen to the music. And I've put some real sort of what I would call classics here. Queen, U2 are a classic. The Beatles, of course, this is one of their most famous albums. Nirvana, if you're into sort of a little bit more of your rock. Pink Floyd, again, very much a rock classic. Amy Winehouse is an absolutely fantastic album as well. I don't know how I'd really define that with music. But all of them, great albums in their own right. So once again, Year 9, moving into my Year 10s. This is what I'm asking you to do this summer, is have a go. I don't think it's too much like homework. Instead, I'd describe it more as like enrichment, making you a better person and a broader person. I can promise you that. If you have a go at all of these challenges, you will be a different person to the person who started the summer holidays. So give it a go for me. If you have any questions about anything, you can, of course, ask me, email me, and I will be in email contact. Maybe not instantly, but it will certainly be a short reply. And above all, please, please, please have a go at this. I'd really, really like to be giving out lots of prizes come September. So, yeah, other than that, I wish you a very, very happy summer. Thanks for watching this video all the way through, and I very much look forward to having your company again in my classroom in September. For now, enjoy the sunshine. Bye-bye.